Is Elijah Wilson. With me in the studio is Aisha and the special guest, Mr. Kelvin Amienwa Ujwambi. I hope I pronounced your name right.
Yes,
So,
you did.
yeah, good morning, Aisha, and good morning, Mr.
Good
Kelvin.
morning,
Good
Benin
morning.
City.
Yeah, good morning, Benin City. Mr. Kelvin came all the way from Abuja to join us on the show today to educate our Edolites and especially the youth on the danger of irregular, or if you might, you might as well call it illegal migration. Without further ado, let's have the conversation started. Shall we? Aisha, you ready, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So today we shall be discussing a topic as old as man itself, irregular migration. Though there's no universally accepted definition of irregular migration, the International Organization for Migration (IOM) defines it as the movement that takes place outside the regulatory norm. Root causes are thus considered as social and political conditions that encourage people to migrate, especially poverty, repression, conflicts, and violence. Border crossing can be very risky, and of course, many migrants dies. Some ends up in detention center, some are kidnapped by armed groups, and the ladies are abused, tortured, and raped. The International Organization for Migration (IOM) has said that at least 1.3 million Nigerians are facing irregular migration challenges across the world. The United Nations Migration Body also said that more than these numbers are internally displaced within countries. It takes courage and bravery to wake up and wanting to change the static situation that most of us find ourselves in this country, Mr. Kevin. Or it is also heartbreaking to see our youth helplessly and hopelessly drowning. It is indeed a glaring sight. It is said that poverty, repression, civil unrest, and the likes are some of the reasons why we find our youth migrating illegally. So my question to you, and the question that is most do like want to ask is, are these absolutely enough reason for people to risk their life knowing fully well that the chances of migrating illegally is more or less a 50-50 chance, and how daring it is for these youths not to care at all, Mr. Kevin?
Okay, basically, we've been seeing youths traveling irregularly, basically. But come to think of it, we see that most times it's not all about the youth, basically. They can be peer pressure from friends. Your friend just traveled illegally, 6 months in there, he got a car and all. So you'll be pressured to want to take through that route as well. But basically, I don't feel the hardship should make one go through such risk because it's life threatening. Personally, for me, it's life threatening. So I feel if governments can come together and set up a standard, all this will be settled and it will be basically a solution to everything. Like,
Okay, another question that begs for answer is, people will just normally say that I am migrating as a result of I want a greener pasture, I want to seek a good life. People will ask the question that if my bid for migration is for a better life, it begs the question of why risk that same life trying to migrate. Like why should I risk my life? And at the end of the day, some people end up losing that same life that you are trying to better. As someone that know one or two things about migration and traveling abroad, and as yourself, what do you think should be is there any kind of a solution that can, aside of, let's put the government aside now, people just say the government should come in, provide basic amenities, make the country that is not forthcoming, as you and I know. Is there another means people can discourage this irregular migration?
by setting up jobs for yourself, being self-employed, but legally, basically, you just wake up one morning like, I want to travel out of the country. You should have something in the system set up before that starts. You can't just wake up like, I want to go to Canada tomorrow without no setup and all. It's funny. I might end up going there and might be a lot of things, basically. I might even put that you that the ransom, basically, because it's not my country and we have language barriers,
I have
basically. Even
some
in
few
Russia.
questions set up for Mr. Kelvin. First, I'm going to say irregular migration, as the case may be, is something illegal. So, looking at it from any angle that it may be, whether you have aim or you have motive or movement for all the reasons you are going behind or the reasons you are migrating, it's still something illegal. So boiling it down to Nigerian, if you look at the statistics of irregular migration, Nigeria happens to be one of the highest immigrants that go on this irregular migration. And now I'll say Nigeria is a country, is one of the biggest economics in Africa. But then again, why are people moving over to other countries? I do see it as a system of shame because basically people are, when I say they are not proud to be Nigerians, let me put it that way, they are not proud to be Nigerians. So do you see it as a system of shame? Do you see that as a reason why Nigerians are migrating to other countries? When I mean system of shame, the countries Nigerians are migrating into are most of the time Western countries. You don't see them migrating to their fellow African countries. So do you think that Nigeria are ashamed to be Nigerians because of the way the country is? That's my question.
Okay, first and foremost, the economy in Nigeria is actually so bad, basically.
Okay.
Like, no good jobs for the graduates. You see someone graduated 15 years ago, no good job. Hospital is so bad, the roads is nothing to remember. And we all believe in the Western world, life is there is actually quite very, very easy because when you start working, they pay you per hour or as the case may be. As I see, most times people won't try if they can't travel legally, they'll go illegally just to make ends meet. So
Okay. Mr. Wilson mentioned something earlier about them going through the illegal means and encountering so many dangers on the way. Most of them lost their life. Out of 100 who might go, maybe 20 will get there. And on getting there, you see most of these returnees have experiences like racism, no legal jobs for them because basically they got there through illegal movement. So there's no legal job for them. They don't get the opportunity they're supposed to get as someone staying in a particular country. Let me say someone who migrated from Nigeria to Canada through illegal means. They don't get that opportunity the Canadians are supposed to have. They don't get that such opportunities like the Canadians because of their irregular movement. So you mentioned something of saying they get paid per day and all of that. Do you think like the opportunity there is higher than being back in the country? Because if they are going through illegal moves, illegal routes rather, you see they don't get such opportunity they're supposed to get as a citizen of that country. So is it that the opportunity there, well, I say the opportunity to get there, they are getting through their illegal move, is it higher than the opportunity here in Nigeria?
okay, like I said before, if you are traveling legally, you should have a plan. But illegally, you might have to work something out and it might take time. It might take time and even years before you can settle down. So I don't feel it's better. I just feel you should remain in Nigeria and work out something out.
Okay, so you're advising right now that those who partake in illegal migration should just stay back in Nigeria and maybe build opportunities for themselves. Do you
Definitely.
think the country is able to provide opportunities for them to build that opportunity for
You can
themselves?
actually work out one for yourself if the country can provide such for you.
Which are
Oh,
You can be self-employed, learn a trade, work on yourself. It goes a
okay,
long way.
okay. Okay, with the economic statistics and everything, you see, you mentioned something about creating jobs for yourself, being self-employed, and all of that. Because many a times now, people don't even look back. They don't even fall back to governmental jobs and employment, being employed for someone else and all that. They're looking to establishing their own self. But in turn, they don't get these customers they are supposed to get. Like the business is not moving because nobody's patronizing them. Because for you to be able to work out something for yourself, that is, it should be moving. You should have customers, you should have people you are selling to. But now there's nobody to sell these their business and services to. So how is the self-employment now a solution to irregular migration?
Basically, if also the government can help set up a scheme to empower self-employed individuals, I feel it will go a long way because it makes the audience much more broader to reach
Okay.
out to their potential customers. Yeah,
yeah, Aisha, Mr. Kevin, do you think the government cares about whether you migrate or not?
they don't
However you
care.
migrate, whether it is illegal or legal.
Should be so. The government they don't care.
So when you bring government into this conversation, people will just frown at it and say, why are we migrating in the first place? Because the government has pushed Nigerians out of Nigeria by themselves, because some of these basic amenities, if we have it here that they have over there, like the good roads, like before I can self-employ myself, there must be the basic things on ground. You get. There must be maybe lighting system should be at least consistent. There should be a level of security to protect my business that I have been able to set up for myself against either fire, burglars, or as the case may be. You understand? So if I haven't been able to save up for a period of time, I decide to stay here and self-employed myself or fix myself, set up something for myself to do. And in the twinkle of an eye, something just come and sweep all of these things away, either by banditry, as we normally call it now, or no government, if I may use that word, or however it is, it just happened in a twinkle of an eye. All of these things that you've been able to build over the years, they are all gone. Don't you think that I can as well sit down, relax, take cold water and say it is time to migrate, however, legal or illegal?
If you're migrating legally, it's reasonable, but illegally, it's a no-no. That's why